Hello, my name is Karen, and today I'm sharing my Tech Talk tool because I just recently had the opportunity to participate in collaboration on a wiki. I also had to create a wiki to share with my classmates. So obviously, I am discussing wikis today. I hope by the end of my presentation, you will be well informed about what a wiki is, how it works, and how it can help you in your own classroom. Maybe you'll consider creating a wiki and experiencing how easy it is for students to work together on an assignment using this tool. A wiki, first of all, you need to know what it is. It's a web page created on the fly, so to speak. It can be viewed or modified by someone as long as they have web access. A wiki also grows and evolves because of the editing and saving that is performed by its members. A wiki allows groups to form around a specific topic. Let me give you a little wiki history. First of all, the first wiki was created in 1995 to accompany the Portland Pattern Repository website discussing software design patterns. Its creator was Ward Cunningham, whom you see in the picture. He named it the Wiki Web because he remembered a Honolulu International Airport counter employee who told him to take the Wiki shuttle, a shuttle bus line that runs between the airport's terminals. Wiki is a Hawaiian word for fast. He originally thought about calling it Quick Web, but later thought about it and changed it to the Wiki Web. I think that sounds a little catchier, don't you? Well, you may wonder how a wiki works. First of all, it's a combination of CGI script and plain text files created on a web page. Let me explain what these are. CGI script is short for Common Gateway Interface, which is a standard method for web server software that is used to delegate the generation of web content to executable files. Such files are known as simply CGIs. They are usually written in a scripting language. Plain text files are human-readable files of data. The diagram is to simply show that it doesn't matter where group members are as long as they have web access, they can work on the wiki. This is asynchronous communication, which means it doesn't happen at the exact same time, but everyone may go in at different times to edit and save, and no matter who pulls the wiki up, they will see everything as it is, current. They simply read what is on the wiki site and then decide if something needs to be added, revised, or deleted. Once the participant clicks Edit, adds changes, and clicks Save, it is done. Well, you may be wondering, how does the wiki evolve? Well, by way of editing. Members simply edit and save. It's just as simple as that. Information can be added, revised, or deleted to share the necessary knowledge for a specific topic. However, every member must be held accountable for participation in the wiki. Each time someone goes into edit, they can simply type their name, or a timeline with edits will appear. An instructor can keep up with edits made and by whom in order to hold group members accountable. This can ensure equal participation in the wiki. I wanted to show you an example of a wiki that I created. And if you'll notice here on the screen, everywhere that you see the red writing is me. And I created this wiki for a class I just recently had taken. And this wiki is a question that I posed to my classmates on communication tools and different communication tools that you use in your classroom and how you would go about beginning the use of those. And I went ahead and made the print of each participant a different color so you could easily see it. If you'll look at participant 1, they have answered my question, And it does say, first thing, I love your background. My background on my actual or original wiki is one that is designed to look like a spiral notebook or notepad. Over to the left side, you can actually see the little spirals. And there's different designs and layouts that you can use when you do create your wiki site. They usually have several different options to choose from. So this particular website that I made, or wiki, had the design of the spiral notebook. So that's what participant 1 is actually talking about. This is a copy of my page, and I've wanted to make it this way so that you could actually see the participants and their responses and how easy it is to go in, type in your response, and then save it. So what participant 1 simply did was typed his response and went up to the top and clicked the save button, and there was his response. Then the other participants that looked on this wiki could see his response, and participant 1, after he responded, I responded to him. Again, the writing's in red, and I responded back to him and also notified them that participant 3 had not jumped in on the wiki yet, so I was waiting on her. And participant 2 actually came in later that day, typed in her response to my question, and she went in before she typed her response. She pulled it up, and it had participant 1 and then my response to participant 1. She went up to the Edit tab. She pressed or clicked Edit and then typed in her response, and then simply went up and clicked Save, and then her response was on the wiki. And if you'll notice down here, participant 3 did finally show up, and she eventually answered my question as well. Moving right along, you may be asking yourself more about a wiki and how you can learn more about it or see something that shows a wiki being created or how it can be helpful. So in this case, in this slide, I wanted you to see the name of a great video, and it's created by the Common Craft Show. This is an entity that produces short explanatory videos for use by teachers and trainers. The video about wikis is titled Wikis in Plain English, and it's by Lee Lefevre. And I would love to have shared this video with you. Unfortunately, it wasn't possible for me to add it into my presentation. But if you get a chance and you are interested in really understanding how a wiki can be beneficial, go to YouTube and take a look. You're also probably wondering, why does this matter? What's the big deal about wikis? Who can use it and how? Well, let me give you a few ideas about who can use it. For example, members of a faculty and staff may utilize it for, say, meeting notes. Members can go in on the wiki, they can share different ideas, different information that has to be brought up, maybe different notices, anything like that. An educational institution can use a wiki for the creation of e-portfolios or simply as a way to give an assignment to a class. It could also be utilized just for maybe a question answer session where the participants will go in, read a question posed by a professor, and click the edit button, type in their answer, and then click the save button, and voila, they have the answer to the question. Amateurs can use this for community interest groups, group meetings such as certain hobbies. Community classes can be shared online. Anything that can just involve the community or simply an interest group. Professionals can use it. For example, business professionals can share different information. Medical professionals can share research knowledge. There's many uses for a wiki. You just have to really think about it and be creative. Now, you do need to know some important tips for using a wiki. Number one is trust. You have to be trustworthy, and you need to know that all involved in the wiki have a personal, professional desire to see it as a tool of advancement. So it's very important to build the trust on your wiki and the group that is collaborating. There's nothing worse than starting a wiki and then having someone go in and sabotage your wiki because of an opportunity they had to be mischievous. And of course, I know that mischief can occur. I'm sure this has to be addressed, especially within certain age groups, but it can be manageable as long as proper netiquette is taught and high expectations are expressed by the creator of the wiki. I had to come up with a tech tool activity, which you see here, and my tech tool activity was to incorporate a math lesson into my wiki. A lot of times when I've looked into wikis or heard about wiki usage, it was dealing with maybe the language arts or reading, some other type of communication. And me being a fifth grade math teacher, I felt that it would be a really good time to maybe show an example of a wiki dealing with a math lesson. And this particular math lesson is on adding and subtracting fractions. And the objectives are that the students are going to learn to write word problems that focus on adding and subtracting fractions. They're going to post word problems to the wiki, and then the group of students will actually edit and save the word problems to the group wiki by reviewing the contents as it relates to the objective. Students will have practiced a skill of adding and subtracting fractions, and the class will be broken up into groups. Then those groups will collaborate before they get on the wiki and discuss what each word problem should include, of course, meaning the proper information that the word problem needs to include in order to have an adding and subtracting fraction problem, or adding or subtracting fraction problem. An assessment, each group member will be assessed based on their participation in the wiki and by the development of the appropriate word problems. The references that I have listed here are the references that I used to research wikis, and if you'll notice, there's a site that Ward Cunningham developed. If you would like to go in and see more information on how they came up with the wiki and the design of it, you may go to that website. The Common Craft Show is a website you can go to read more or see more about how to use a wiki. And also there's a couple of more references here that may come in handy and be helpful to you as you research the wiki websites. Again, I hope that you have a better understanding of what a wiki is, how it works, and how it can be a helpful tool in your classroom. Enjoy using this because it's really simple, again, and it's really a different way to involve your students in technology. And since technology is always advancing, this is a really easy way to introduce your students to a technology tool that is not only going to be helpful but educational as well. Thank you.